I did it. I drew the Mona Lisa. I made some changes. So I started off with a really light coat. I usually start with like a yellow or just something really light. I use a light base while I'm sort of feeling out how I want this shape to go. Then after that, I start to solidify where different parts of the figure should be. So then, I started to use purple for that and outlining like a rough outline over the yellow. And purple and yellow are complementary colors. So when you use them together, it creates a dark point where they overlap. So it's a good way to start to narrow in your light and dark values. And then I was doing a lot of rubbing. The way that I draw is I build lots and lots of layers on top of each other, which sometimes is difficult because if you use too many layers, then no more chalk can stick to the paper. I was really lucky with this drawing that didn't really happen. Drawing is kind of like sculpting in 2D, and I use dark colors to push the space back, and I use light colors to pull the space forward. And that's sort of a general rule of the way that I think about drawing. And that's why I really love chalk pastels, is because I can do a lot of blending. And blending is how you can, create values and blend those values for more like volumetric feel to it. Think about a three-dimensional sphere. The shadow on there, the texture is fully blended because it's like a circle, super soft and round. The way that I think about drawing is the way that you apply the chalk to the paper, it mimics the pattern that you're doing. So like if it's something like silky smooth, then you have to sort of apply it in a silky smooth way. I think it's kind of cool to think of it in that way. If you're making, somebody with curly hair, the energy that you use to apply it sort of takes shape in the way that it forms. A rough texture, you kind of apply it in like an uneven and rough way. Maybe this is stupid, maybe people already know this, but maybe I'm not saying anything extraordinary. So have you figured out what I did a little bit differently than the traditional Mona Lisa? That's right, I kind of made up a lot of the background here. It was kind of hard to decipher what a lot of the landscaping was back there, so I kind of did my best with it, but a lot of it is improvised. And yeah, that's really the only significant change that I made to the Mona Lisa, I would say. It's been a long time since I did a drawing like this, so it was a lot of fun to, get back in the habit of drawing again and relearn a lot of stuff that I had known in the past but hadn't applied in a while. It's probably been about 8 years since I've done something like this, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. I present to you the Mono Lantern. Tune in next week when I'll do something completely different, probably.